The Mr. and Mrs. Santa, I tried these out last year, 2 years ago. This is the artwork I had printed on fabric. And here is a piece that I sewed together. I have my sewing guideline and the printed fabric. Well, they're both printed, but once I sew them together, I cut them out. These ended up, and then turn them inside out. These ended up being really a lot of work, and I didn't really love them when they were finished, but they ended up being one of my best sellers. I don't know why, because it's not a mermaid. But anyway, so I wanted to show how I made these, and I have to be honest, when I made them this time, I really did like them quite a bit. I think when I first make something, I'm just not really used to it, and it takes me a little while to get used to it. But I think the other reason why I wasn't too excited about this is because it was so much work, which I'm going to show you right now. So I inverted the whole piece, and of course they're connected, but it's two separate dolls that I'm making. So even though they're connected, there's really quite a lot of work involved. And I also make a Mr. and Mrs. Santa that's a mermaid. And it's the same with those. They're just really a lot of work because I put the trim around their hats and necks and around their costume. So it just is a lot of work and supplies. So after I stuff that, I have to sew the back together like I always do, but I also do detail stitching on it, which really gives it a lot of definition and dimension, and it makes it extra cute. So once I stuff that, I just sew it together closed like I do with everything else. And that sewing will not really show because I'm going to sew down the middle of the two figures, and that will hide that stitching. And in addition, I'm going to paint the back as well. So here they are stitched. Aren't they cute? They're cute already. So I'm going to paint the back with my Lumiere crimson metallic red. Really, really like this paint a lot. It's just such a superior product compared to other paints. So even painting it just is a lot of work because I have to paint a large portion of it, and I have to be really careful where I put my hands, unless if I wanted to paint one side of it and let it dry and then paint another side of it. In other words, paint the Mr. and let it dry and then paint the Mrs. and let it dry. Then it might be a little easier, but as you can see right now, I'm running out of places to hold it. So I just find that this is very hard to make, and maybe I'm just still learning how to make these, which does happen with more complicated ornaments. So even though I printed a flesh tone on there, or I should say the artwork was done in a flesh tone, it didn't really come out as defined as I like it. So here I'm doing my flesh tone watercolor treatment that I showed how to do on another video. And I have to let that dry completely, so like 24 hours. So I'm going to use my Dry's Clear glitter glue by Art Glitter, which is the superior glue, I would say, and the superior glitter. And I'm using the True Red color glitter, which is one of my favorite red glitters. I just love it. It kind of looks like red foil to me, so that's what I like about it. The color is really nice. And I have to do a section at a time because actually the glue starts drying really quickly, and I noticed if I try to put the glue on the entire figure, like the Mr. and Mrs., by the time I get to the end, the first part's already dried or starting to dry. So I just do a section at a time. And same issue here where it's hard for me to find a place to hold it because everything's got glue and glitter on it. So I could do it in sections, I suppose. Just take extra time. So there it is. Now these are dry, and I'm using my Deco Metallic Gold marker, which is my new favorite thing to use for the gold. These markers, they are such a nice metallic. My only complaint about it is doesn't not have a lot of ink in it. So for something like this, if I'm making 40 of these, I'm going to probably need definitely, well, maybe one pen would do it. I'm not sure I would have enough ink even in one pen. So this trim was so hard to put on. It's kind of bulky, but it was perfect for this. It looks so cute on this ornament. I bought this, I hate to say, at Joann's. And what I loved about it was that it's kind of round, so it looks puffy, like, Santa trim. And the other thing, which you probably can't really tell in the video, it's got tiny, tiny threads of iridescent color and silver in them. So it's really perfect for this. Now, look at all these pieces I have to cut. Yeah, so I think I made about 30 of these, and I actually have like one left, so I sold all of them. Even though they're the higher price, they're $38. If anybody's interested, I have them on my Etsy shop. So, well, I have one. So I'm cutting all of the pieces and kind of putting them where they're gonna, trying to arrange them on my table so I know which piece goes where. Yeah, it's a lot of trim. I would even maybe consider putting the trim on the top of his boots, but enough is enough already. So that's going to be the pom-pom, that last one. Now I cut out these buckles. This is scrapbooking fabric that's glittered, and I have a square hole punch. So that's how I get that little square cut out, and that works perfectly for that. So I'm gluing on all the trim, and I decided to put the bottom trim all the way around instead of just on the front. So I'm going to add these on next. I use the glue gun for this, which, just is a lot of fussing and messing with it, but I use the Gorilla glue sticks for it. Look how cute this is. I love the way the hats look. There it is. It's all done. It's so cute. So it needs a string to hang from. I believe the company I got the string from is called Royal Wood. It sells bookmaking supplies. And here they are. Happy holidays. Thank you for watching. See you next time.